Okay, goldenheart, let's do a video here and see if this can help you. If you do have some kind of a screen recording software, it might be beneficial for everyone if we could see you actually trying to go through this, because we might spot what your issue might be. But I think potentially we have answered your question. If not, you should be able to work around this by just selecting one or the other options. So if text only isn't working for you, or excuse me, if text and HTML isn't working for you, then just send a text email or just send an HTML email, and that's fine to start. At least you've got some mails going out, and then you can work on figuring out what your text and email problem might be. So I'm not sure if you've tried one or the other, but just try one or the other first as a quick fix, and that's an easy way around it. But let's dig in and see what you say. So basically you say you check the options box for WYSIWYG editor, but then you can't paste or type anything when you get to the screen, which you have a screenshot of. And so you say you click the options box and it's unchecked, and then you have to start all over again. This is not actually accurate in terms of the WYSIWYG editor being turned off. I'll talk about that in a second. The option is still on, but so the main problem that I see here is, let's look down here. So here's the main issue. You say I've attached screen captures of the supposed WYSIWYG page. It doesn't look like anything marked. So this is not the WYSIWYG page. First of all. Second of all, you'll see right here it says text only version. So there is no WYSIWYG editor for text. Now I saw a couple of guys posted below kind of explaining this, but I'm not sure that you either got it or there's another problem that we think we're fixing for you, but we're not. So either you understand what text only is or you don't. I'm not sure, but regardless, this is not the WYSIWYG page. You're coming up on the text only page, which all you can do here is paste or type. Now, if you're saying you can't paste or type in this window, I'll show you something that might be able to get you around that if you are having that issue. But the big question is, let's say you skip this and you press the next button. What do you see on the next page? And I think you answered that down below. So let's go look and see before I log into the software and kind of show you. So so I explain here, text only means text only. You can't use the WYSIWYG editor in text only. So you said you saw that too, but you've been through the process of creating the creative, and it only ever gives me the option of text only when I get to that window. Yes. You can only do text only in this window, but when you click next, that will take you to the HTML page, right? So you have two versions of emails you're creating. The first page you get to is a text email, so it's text only. But if you click next, then that takes you to the HTML creative. So we'll see that in a second. So I don't think maybe you didn't realize that the text email and the HTML email are split into two different screens. You have to click next to get to the WYSIWYG editor from this page. Let's see. Previously, in the creative settings, I checked that. I want the email to be received in the recipient's inbox as both text and email, which is yes. Let's see, just one of you said that HTML will allow those who can't view email for some reason to see it, and it's yeah, okay. So actually both. Okay, so here's just a quick tip, right? So if both wasn't working for you, just snag the text only or snag the HTML only. At least get something out. Would be better than nothing. But so even so, it eventually takes me to the text window for editing. Would you please tell me how I can get past this? Yes, press next. Now, somebody may have already told you this. You may have already had an answer to that. But yeah, so you're always, when you select text and HTML, you're always going to come to the text one first. Okay. Now, you might not be able to type in this window, which might be part of your confusion, which I'll show you what may be going on there. And there may be other things you can do, but I can show you something that might fix that. So Rose says same thing, click next and go to the WYSIWYG page. The exercise button says next. When you click it, it takes me to the text only version of the editor with no options. visible to me anyway, for text and HTML both. So what do you get an editor for having anything besides just text? Okay, so maybe you can take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of the next page so that we can see that. I know that's what Luke said. I know it's not the WYSIWYG page. That's the problem. It's supposed to be. No, it's not supposed to be the WYSIWYG page there. The WYSIWYG page is after you click next. Luke asked me for what was showing up on site. Yes, I was, but not on the text only editor, the HTML editor. Okay, Ro gives you some other tips here. Okay, so none of this is your problem, I don't think. Yeah. So here's what I think you're missing. So let's go to the software, and I'll show you what we're trying to explain here. So, let's take. So I've logged in. We're gonna make a creative. Let's do test 2 creative, and we'll do new here. So here's where you have your options to select: text only, HTML only, or text and HTML. So for now, let's select what you're selecting, which is text and HTML. All right. Let's track opens and clicks. Okay, and let's just do name test subject. Let me just copy this down here just to get to the pages. Yeah. Okay. All right, so here we are at the text only version. Okay. One of the things you say you're having an issue with is actually being able to type here, right? So I'm having no trouble typing or pasting things in this window. And this is only text, so there's no WYSIWYG editor. It doesn't matter if I turn the WYSIWYG on or if it's off. It will not show up here. But let's just assume from your post that you really can't type anything in here, okay? You really can't do anything. If that's the case, what happens when you click next here? I guess that's what we need to know. Let's just assume you can't type anything, you can't paste anything. What happens when you click next? What you should get is this. Okay, and you should be able to type in here, and you should be able to see your WYSIWYG. If you can't, that's what this options thing is for. And see, it shows my WYSIWYG isn't a default in the creatives. So if I click this and click, even though it was, right, click save, when that window pops up, it doesn't necessarily stay that way when we visit it again. So if we go, let's log in, log back in. Let's go through that process again, and we'll see what happens. So, oops, creatives. All right, so test 2 creative. We're going to create new. Text and HTML. Next. Name to message subject. Blah, blah, blah. We'll paste in that email address. Next. All right, so we're here. Can we type? I can type. If you can't type here, one thing I might suggest is go to options, click on WYSIWYG, and completely back out of it by clicking on broadcasts again, or excuse me, creatives again, and go through the process, and it should let you type here. If not, clear cache, do it again. That should fix it for sure. But let's just assume again, for the sake of demonstration, that you can't type anything there. You click next. What do you see there, right? It should be the WYSIWYG editor, and you should be able to type and put whatever you want in here, and you should be able to finish. If you click back again, let's just assume that I'm trying to type here and I can't. See, look, when I click back, look, I can't type here either, okay? Because it's locked some things in. All right, so there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck, okay? So what you can do, let's just assume your browser is stuck in this weird state. You went back, because the back button is funky sometimes. It's like that for a reason, because you don't want the stuff to change when you hit back. But anyway, it's a long story. But so let's go to creatives. Excuse me, options. The WYSIWYG editor, save. Okay, options were saved. Go to creatives. Let's go to test 2. we'll create a new list again, or excuse me, new creative again, text in HTML, next, you know, just whatever here. Okay. Yep. And should be able to type now, right? So even if you couldn't type before, if your browser was stuck in that weird state, you hit back or some weird thing, you should be able to do it there. And again, click the next button and you should see this. If you don't, got to check it in the options. And then you can finish and you should be good. I can't believe it saved that. Sometimes I didn't really put anything in there, but so that's the best thing we can do to really explain. Hopefully you see that now. There's two separate, it's text and then HTML. If you're not able to do anything with a type in that text, you see what I did. I clicked on options, clicked on WYSIWYG, then I clicked on creatives again and went right back through the process, and it worked just fine. I could type. That only really happens when you use that back button. It can get funky there, so that may be your issue. But hopefully that clears that up. Let's see if there's anything else we can see in the forum posts here. Okay, so here's another thing. Let's look at doing another option here. So you can try HTML only. Okay, if you select HTML only, which is fine, you're welcome to do that. All right, it's not going to show us the text only. It's going to go straight to the HTML version, which is what you saw Mark do, I believe, in the video. I believe he goes straight to the HTML version only. So that you might be confused by that. So when you select text and HTML, text appears first. You go through that, you click next, and then this appears. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. If we cancel, we can do something else. If we do text only, you'll see the opposite happens. And that is just the text version appears. Okay, so you're just going to get text. You see, type, whatever, paste, whatever you want, paste, right? Next, and that's it. That saves that. Okay, so that's what you should be seeing. That's how it should be reacting. And if it's not, you saw my little workaround there if you're not able to type in there. But hopefully that clears it up for you.